All right, there was a recent keynote released by Nvidia, and as you can see, it's about an hour and a half long, but we're not going to watch that whole thing. The reason I want to talk about this is there's a small section, about 10, 11 minutes long, about AI agents and AI agentic frameworks. So we're going to go over that together, watch it, and I will have some notes here and there, depending when he gets to the parts that I want to talk about. So let's go ahead and start.
Most important things that's happening in the world of enterprise is agentic AI. Agentic AI basically is a perfect example of test time scaling. AI is a system of models. Some of it is understanding, interacting with the customer, interacting with the user. Some of it is maybe retrieving information from storage, a semantic AI system like a RAG. Maybe it's going on to the internet. Maybe it's studying a PDF file. And so it might be using tools. It might be using a calculator. And it might be using a generative AI to generate charts and such. And it's taking the problem you gave it, breaking it down step by step, and it's iterating through all these different models. Well, in order to respond to a customer in the future, in order for AI to respond, it used to be ask a question, answer starts spewing out. In the future, you ask a question, a whole bunch of models are going to be working in the background. And so test time scaling, the amount of computation used for inferencing is going to go through the roof. It's going to go through the roof because we want better and better answers. Well, to help the industry build agentic AI, our go-to-market is not direct to enterprise customers.
So he doesn't go over that exactly. So NIM stands for NVIDIA Inference Microservices. So that's just, the inference being the prompt, then you get the completion or the response back. That whole cycle is the inference. So they are building NVIDIA Inference Microservices, and then NEMO, which was the second layer, that is neural models. And then the top one he's going to talk about a little bit more, which is pretty cool. So it's NVIDIA Blueprints. So those are just basically what you think, blueprints of these agents that then get the correct tools and they perform the correct prompting for the models, etc.
Tensor or TLM or Triton or all of these different really complicated software, and the model itself, we package it up, we optimize it, we put it into a container, and you can take it wherever you like. And so we have models for vision, for understanding languages, for speech, for animation, for digital biology, and we have some new exciting models coming for physical AI. And these AI models run in every single cloud because NVIDIA's GPUs are now available in every single cloud. It's available in every single OEM. So you could literally take these models, integrate it into your software packages, create AI agents that run on Cadence, or they might be ServiceNow agents, or they might be SAP agents, and they could deploy it to their customers and run it wherever the customers want to run the software. The next layer is what we call NVIDIA NEMO. NEMO is essentially a digital employee onboarding and training evaluation system. In the future, these AI agents are essentially digital workforce that are working alongside your employees, doing things for you on your behalf. And so the way that you would bring these specialized agents these special agents into your company is to onboard them, just like you onboard an employee. And so we have different libraries that helps these AI agents be trained for the type of language in your company. Maybe the vocabulary is unique to your company.
So what he's really saying is, if you're onboarding, instead of onboarding like a person, let's say we're onboarding an AI agent, well, then they have to know like documentation for your company, how the company works, maybe how the hierarchy is, like whatever information he needs to know. You're essentially going to be training that AI agent in order to better understand the company so that it can work more efficiently and it can perform better.
The business process is different. The way you work is different. So you would give them examples of what the work product should look like, and they would try to generate it, and you would give it feedback, and then you would evaluate them, so on and so forth. And so and you would guardrail them. You say, these are the things that you're not allowed to do. These are the things you're not allowed to say. And we even give them access to certain information. Okay, so that entire pipeline, digital employee pipeline, is called NEMO.
And I just want to say it real quick. I know I just paused it, but guardrails is something I think is really important that doesn't get talked about enough within the AI agent space, is that whenever you go to production, right, it's not going to, say you build the framework or you build the AI agents that are being used by other people, you know what it's supposed to do, but other people don't. So if you have a chatbot, and let's say it's connected to a database, well, you don't want it to just be able to use all the tools, right, depending on the person. So if somebody's just trying to retrieve data, like for customer service or something, you don't really want them to be able to update, delete, or even insert data into the database. Maybe they just need to read data and then have get it summarized back or analyze some parts of that data, and they may not even necessarily know what to say, right? So you need to be careful and allowing what can be sent to the AI model. So you have some sort of guardrails beforehand And then you want to make sure that whatever is being sent is like accurate and correct, and they can only be performed based on like maybe permissions that are given by that user. Okay, so that's just something to think about that I don't really hear enough. It's just like, oh, let's just build this. Okay, but what is it allowed to do?
In a lot of ways, the IT department of every company is going to be the HR department of AI agents in the future. Today, they manage and maintain a bunch of software from the IT industry. In the future, they'll maintain, nurture, onboard, and improve a whole bunch of digital agents and provision them to the companies to use. Okay, and so your IT department is going to become kind of like AI agent HR. And on top of that, we provide a whole bunch of blueprints that our ecosystem could take advantage of. All of this is completely open source, and so you could take it and modify the blueprints. We have blueprints for all kinds of different types of agents. Well, today we're also announcing that we're doing something that's really cool and I think really clever. We're announcing a whole family of models that are based off of Llama.
That's pretty cool.
Llama Nemotron
based off of Llama.
language foundation models. Llama 3.1 is a complete phenomenon. The download of Llama 3.1 from Meta, 650,000 times, something like that. It has been derived and turned into other models, about 60,000 other different models. It is singularly the reason why just about every single enterprise and every single industry has been activated to start working on AI. Well, the thing that we did was we realized that the Llama models really could be better fine-tuned for enterprise use. And so we fine-tune them using our expertise and our capabilities, and we turn them into the Llama Nemotron suite of open models. They're small ones.
Kind of like that name,
interact
to be honest.
very, very fast response time, extremely small. They're super, what we call super Llama Nemotron supers. They're basically your mainstream versions of your models, or your ultra model. The ultra model could be used to be a teacher model for a whole bunch of other models. It could be a reward model, evaluator, a judge for other models to create answers and decide whether it's a good answer or not, basically give feedback to other models. It could be distilled in a lot of different ways. Basically, a teacher model, a knowledge distillation model. Very large, very capable. And so all of this is now available online. Well, these models are incredible. It's a number one in leaderboards for chat, leaderboard for instruction, leaderboard for retrieval. So the different types of functionalities necessary that are used in AI agents around the world, these are going to be incredible models for you. We're also working with the ecosystem.
And look at this: Crew AI, langchain, and then but Llama Index. I've not haven't worked with daily or weights and biases. I mean, unless that's literally just talking about weights and biases, and it's not like a company. But I don't really know much about those, to be honest. But I think the fact that he's talking about agentic orchestration, and they have some frameworks that we use and that you and I know, then I think that's amazing. This kind of is a testament to really how AI agents are really going to be impactful this year. I mean, I really think 2025, this is going to be the year to really understand how to use agentic frameworks. And I mentioned before, not everything has to be an AI agent. Not everything has to use AI. But whenever we're talking about the things that he's talking about, then, having these platforms that can easily have multiple agents working together, grabbing the context from different agents, and then helping each other and making sure that the output is as correct as possible, given the prompts and the tools that are also given to these agents. It's absolutely amazing that they're actually talking about this in the keynote. I just can't say enough how I really believe that AI agents in 2025 are the way to go. You should learn them. I have a school community in the link in the description that you can join, where I will teach you and help you build AI agents for your business, automation, personal, whatever it may be. So I just want to really stop that there and show you that even though they don't have all of the agentic frameworks that are out there, but they are actually personally working with these. And I think that's really awesome.
All of our NVIDIA AI technologies are integrated into the IT industry. We have great partners and really great work being done at ServiceNow, at SAP, at Siemens for industrial AI. Cadence is doing great work. Synopsys is doing great work. I'm really proud of the work that we do with Perplexity. As you know, they revolutionized search. Yeah, really fantastic stuff. Codium, every software engineer in the world. This is going to be the next giant AI application. Next giant AI service period is software coding. 30 million software engineers around the world. Everybody is going to have a software assistant helping them code. If not, obviously you're going to be way less productive and create lesser good code.
As a software engineer for the past close to 7 years, that statement he just said, that I am less productive if I don't have one of these, I totally agree with. But my day job is I'm a backend Java engineer, and I can't tell you like how some of the things that can be done are some of the boilerplate code, some of like kind of redundancy, making tests, executing the tests, making sure that they run, like all these things. Yes, I mean we have IDEs and tools to make these things easier. But if I had AI agents to do these things where I really had to come up with, this is a new business use case, here is what they want, I need to figure out the logic to make that happen, and you can have an AI agent. If I give it what I know and what needs to be done, it could help me figure out the logic for what I need to do, right? I mean, I just really think having an assistant, what he's saying, have an assistant coder essentially, or somebody that can help look at code from a different point of view is really going to be helpful. It's going to make engineers more successful and more productive. That's really how I feel, and I can't wait till that becomes more of a reality.
And so this is 30 million. There's a billion knowledge workers in the world. It is very, very clear AI agents is probably the next robotics industry and likely to be a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. Well, let me show you some of the blueprints that we created and some of the work that we've done with our partners with these AI agents. AI agents are the new digital workforce, working for and with us. AI agents are a system of models that reason about a mission, break it down into tasks, and retrieve data or use tools to generate a quality response. Nvidia's agentic AI building blocks, NEM pre-trained models, and NeMo framework let organizations easily develop AI agents and deploy them anywhere. We will onboard and train our agentic workforces on our company's methods, like we do for employees. AI agents are domain-specific task experts. Let me show you 4 examples. For the billions of knowledge workers and students, AI...
By the way, domain specific, I think that was a key point there. So there's a generic agent that you can get, but then you have to give it the data for your specific domain to make it usable, right? And that's why we have AI agents, is that you can pop them here, there, wherever they need to be. So you create this agent, then you give it the domain knowledge, and that's fine, but that's coming from a different source. But you can use that same agent, copy, paste it, give it to another business or in some other agency. Then you just give it the domain knowledge that they have, and there you go. You have these agents that can be replicated and produced for other businesses as well in other use cases. You just have to give them domain specific knowledge so it understands what that specific use case is. And that's what I think is really also amazing about these AI agents.
Ingest complex documents like lectures, journals, financial results, and generate interactive podcasts for easy learning.
By combining a UNet regression model with a diffusion model, CoreDiff can downscale global weather forecasts down from 25 kilometers to 2 kilometers.
Developers, like at Nvidia,
That
manage
looks so
software
much like a
security
video
AI
game.
agents
I mean, it was
that
cool, but-
continuously scan software for vulnerabilities, alerting developers to what action is needed. Virtual lab AI agents help researchers design and screen billions of compounds to find promising drug candidates faster than ever. And video analytics AI agents built on an Nvidia Metropolis blueprint, including Nvidia Cosmos Nemotron vision language models, Llama Nemotron LLMs, and NeMo Retriever. Metropolis agents analyze content from the billions of cameras generating 100,000 petabytes of video per day. They enable interactive search, summarization, and automated reporting, and help monitor traffic flows, flagging congestion or danger. In industrial facilities, they monitor processes and generate recommendations or improvement. Metropolis agents centralize data from hundreds of cameras and can reroute workers or robots when incidents occur. The age of agentic AI is here, for every organization.
Okay. That was the first pitch at a baseball game. That was not generated. I just felt that none of you were impressed. Okay, so AI was created in the cloud and for the cloud. AI was created in the cloud for the cloud.
Maybe I couldn't do any better. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the AI agentic space. He's going to, he's talking to another section now, but I really wanted to just want you to see that they have a keynote and they had a special dedication understanding that AI agents, what the use cases are going to be for businesses. And I don't know all the use cases, and maybe they don't either, But that's okay because you can have a generic like AI research assistant agent or a generic employee support agent, right? That's very generic. But if you give it to a certain company, they have the knowledge of all the documents and all the information about what they do. Then when somebody comes in, you can have a chatbot and talk to the support AI agent. Now they have that domain knowledge, and there you go. You now have this amazing AI agent that can get you what you need quicker or answer your questions. I mean, trust me, I would much rather have this and ask a question than going through all the Confluence documents myself and trying to figure out what I need to know. My goodness, this would be so much better. But anyways, I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you really enjoyed this. There is a lot going on in the AI agent space. And again, I have a link to my school in the community where I will personally help you figure out how to create the AI agents, how to automate, or how to change your life with this. And this is the year to do it, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Here are some course videos on AI agents, and I will see you next video.